Okay, welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to be doing a review of the LG Xboom Go XG7 QBK. Quite a catchy name there, I like that. I managed to pick this one up today for 200 British pounds from Currys. And first impressions are actually, I really like it. It's I didn't film an unboxing on this one because frankly the unboxing is just boring. It's a cardboard box with a manual and that's literally it. So the unboxing is just a waste of time. But it's a really nice feeling, obviously not too big. You've got the passive radiators on either side, which obviously, as you know, I'm quite a big fan of, which have got some really nice lights on the inside, not too bright, not too like in your face, but they've got some really nice settings in the app, which just make these actually really nice. You've got a really nice feeling, kind of like netty stuff around it, obviously some bases to sit on. You've got a waterproof port at the back, it's quite hard to open, an aux input, USB out and USB-C for charging. So just basic stuff really. On the top you've got a battery indicator, power Bluetooth, volume skip, pause, obviously sound boost, stuff like that. But it's just a really nice, like it's surprisingly simple, but actually a really nice little speaker. Got a nice weight to it. You can tell it's going to be a quality speaker and the lights are a nice touch. I feel like lots of companies are kind of going that way now. Like Sony as well with their new the SGS speaker, which I made a video on not long ago. Everyone seems to be adding some little RGBs in there everywhere. And as cheap as it, or as tacky as it look on some things, I think on speakers it just adds the extra depth to your sound to almost be able to see the sound moving. And I really like it personally. So yeah, as far as the design goes and stuff like that, I think it's really good. And £200 isn't too bad nowadays in the market for something of this size. And LG is a very reputable brand. They've done lots of good speakers before, so they're not new to this either. I'm going to play you a quick sound test, obviously, of the song I always use. I'm not entirely sure what settings the lights are on because I'm not using a phone for this. I'm using a laptop and I can't change the light settings, but I will show you a bit on the app later so you can have a look at what settings can be changed and stuff like that. And these lights are actually very cool.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Just stare cause the flames will burn us. I thought you were the one for me, that's why I gave you everything. Held you close by the stormy seas. Oh, you meant the world to me. I used to kiss your head when you cried for me, hold your hand while the pain was over, keep you warm by the roaring sea. Oh, you meant the world to me. Darling dear, you're never here. When I'm in pain, you hide and disappear like shadows in.
Okay, so as hopefully you can see by that video, the sound on the speaker honestly really surprised me. It's very loud. But it's very crisp as well. It doesn't seem to distort much, and the bass for a speaker of this size is surprisingly good. So I'm honestly very impressed by this. The last LG speaker that came out, the PN7 and the PN5 and 7, were personally I thought quite average. I know they had very good reviews and stuff, but I was drawn more to the Sony alternatives at the time. But having the new speakers from LG out and the new ones from Sony, which we reviewed literally a couple of weeks ago, I think these are miles better than the Sony comparison this year. And I think they've really come a long way since the last, frankly, cheaper feeling design. These are just deliver the same amount of sound, but half the size and much nicer package. And I think they've done really well with this lineup here. I almost wasn't even going to buy this speaker because I looked at it online and it just looks dull. It looks a bit boring. It just looks like a rectangle and you think, oh, it's just going to be pretty average. But honestly, it's actually very good, and I do highly recommend it. Hopefully I'll just pop up a bit of the app on the screen now. As you can see the speaker and the battery percentage at the top. You've got a bit of volume control going on, obviously nothing too fancy. And then the main thing is that you can control, well, you can also do the equalizer and choose your sound boost mode. Again, I'm not really sure why you'd have sound boost off, but oh well. And then you can go to the lights and you can choose, there's like party, nature and something else, and you can choose preset lights, or you can choose your custom one and choose 3 LEDs, like 3 colors, sorry, and it will swap between them, which is quite cool. There's also options for sleep timers on there and for pairing with other Bluetooth speakers and stuff like that. But it's actually a very fluid app, and it works quite well actually. The B&O app, which I used not long ago, is a bit temperamental, but this one seems to be quite good. So I'm quite impressed with that actually, and it's nice that they do have some designs for the lights, because when I first booted it up, I thought that's pretty average because it was just flashing one color at the time. So it was nice to see that they do have some proper customization going on there. So actually, really, there's nothing to fault LG on with this one. And I've also noticed they've released a new 360 speaker, like the lantern-looking one. I wasn't too big of a fan of that last time, but this one looks like, especially now after seeing this, I'm quite excited to see that. Hopefully that review will be coming out later this week. So I'm quite excited to have a play around with that, because this is looking very promising for LG this time around. So yeah, couldn't actually recommend these more. If you have anything to say, pop them down in the comments. And a subscribe would be greatly appreciated.